I'm Gabe Gutierrez inside Alligator Alcatraz. The Trump administration and the state of Florida had all of this built in just 8 days. It'll soon house up to 3,000 undocumented immigrants here temporarily. The acting ICE director tells me the goal is to have detainees here for no more than 2 weeks.
We want to ensure that we remove people back in a safe and humane manner, and we'd much rather do it quickly, not only for the people detained, like I said, but just for cost savings for the American government.
Now, obviously, having a humanitarian or humane in the same sentence with Alcatraz feels a bit like an oxymoron, feels a bit insane to even think about, but yet here we are. Luckily, not everyone is buying it. Luckily, not everyone is fully on board with this disaster in making. So let's just dive right into it. Let's just go straight to the point. Let's just listen to some people and their objections.
Yeah, it's already flooding. The thing we said was going to happen happened at the grand opening, because building a concentration camp in the middle of a swamp in hurricane season was apparently a genius idea. This is what your tax dollars are funding. A privately run concentration camp tucked into the middle of the Everglades, where people are being locked up and treated like criminals for simply trying to survive. And now some of y'all are trying to rebrand it like it's a tourist attraction or the latest theme park. If you're looking for shock value, call it exactly what it is: a concentration camp in the Everglades.
Here's the thing about Alligator Alcatraz that nobody is talking about. It is located in the middle of the Everglades in Miami-Dade. President Donald Trump and the media went to go tour it yesterday. The thing is a party tent. I was confused as to how it could have been built so fast. It's a party tent with cages and bunk beds in it. I live in Florida. Do you know how many hurricanes go right over that as they come in from the Gulf Coast and head towards the Atlantic? The first hurricane we get, every single person in that tent will be unalived. This is a humanitarian crisis on the highest level, because fewer than 10% of the people that they are sending to these camps are actually criminals. These are people who are refugees, people who had temporary protected status. These are people who overstayed visas and are now going to be put in cages and sent to their death as Florida enters into its hurricane season. This is an abomination.
Now, this is obviously insane. I'm not too familiar with the climate in Florida, but as we heard from local people, it is soon to be hurricane season, and this is just going to be horrific. This is going to have horrific consequences. This is going to be disastrous. Now, this obviously feels a little bit racially motivated. Let's just say this feels quite a bit racially motivated. And so now we will listen to the last video that we have, and it may shock you. The statements that are said in that video may shock you. And after that, I will talk about this more broadly. But let's take a listen to the last video on our schedule today.
New reporting shows that Trump is using ICE to target all Latinos, including citizens, and folks on the inside of his administration are starting to admit it. New investigations have found that ICE agents have started to racially profile Latinos regardless of any information about their citizenship status and detain them to meet their high detainment quotas. While that's obviously problematic, you would think that these folks would be free to go as soon as their citizenship status was confirmed, but unfortunately, they're being set up. Because these ICE agents aren't identifying themselves and are effectively kidnapping people in broad daylight with masks and plain clothes, the people being detained are obviously fighting back. Well, unfortunately, in the case of Andrea Velez and many others, their use of self-defense is being turned against them, and they're being stuck with charges for assaulting federal agents. This comes as Trump administration insider Laura Loomer posted about the controversial new ICE detainment facility, Alligator Alcatraz, claiming that 65 million meals for alligators are on their way. Well, 65 million is the total population of Latinos in the US. Not immigrants, not criminals, Latinos across the board, including citizens. When people show us who they are and what they intend to do, we should believe them. And it is blatantly obvious that the intention of the Trump administration and their allies is to target and ostracize all Latinos in the United States.
Now, racially targeting and profiling people like we are witnessing to happen is something that is truly horrific. It is horrific. Let's just be quite honest. In my previous video about deportations, that is quite lengthy, I have already suggested that trying to target a specific type of population, specifically targeting Latinos inside of a country like United States, for example, that is a form of ethnic cleansing, trying to get rid of them in such a severe big numbers like the Trump administration is trying right now. This is a form of ethnic cleansing. We have to understand that overstaying your visa is not a crime. It is just a misdemeanor. It is not crime to be illegally in the United States. It is a misdemeanor in similar way like, a speeding ticket is not a crime. It is a misdemeanor. And in the same sense, Trump administration is literally kidnapping with people who are not even marked. They are literally kidnapping with people with a new form of Gestapo, with a secret police. And they are racially profiling these people. And this is just truly horrific to witness. I don't know if you know about this. It probably haven't made the headlines yet. But there is one country in the Middle East. I think it might be called something along those lines like Israel or something like that. They are right now in a similar situation. They are racially profiling quite a big, large of population, 2.3 million to be exact, in what's called a Gaza Strip. And they are truly trying to ethnically cleanse them. They have already managed to sadly unalived 500,000 in that area. This is truly horrific. I don't want to make any jokes. This is truly horrific. I know that I have started talking about this satirically, but right now this situation is quite horrific. We can see what can happen. We are witnessing genocide happening in Palestine, in Gaza, perpetrated by Israel, and a similar situation may happen in the United States. Let me remind you that in the video that I have mentioned about the deportations, I have mentioned that according to the official data, there is 3.7 million people who are undocumented in the United States. Right now, the Trump's loyalists are already talking about 75 million people, like we heard in the video clip. We heard the number 65 million people, which is a number of all Latinos in the United States. This is truly shaping up to be another form of ethnic cleansing, another form of genocide if they will go through this. This is horrific. We already saw one genocide in Middle East. We don't need a second one in the United States. This is becoming a nightmare scenario. We really need to speak up against this. We really need to prevent this second genocide from coming. It is horrific to witness. And I'm just truly praying every day that there is a ceasefire in the Middle East, that there is a stop to this genocide in the Middle East, and that there is enough attention to prevent this new genocide happening in the United States as well. That there is an end to this before it even starts. I'm truly praying for this every single day. And with that being said, I would just ask you to do me a favor. Please make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. And I will end it here today. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.